This is really nice.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Dark and Lovely. If it's your first time here, welcome. Do me a favor, hit that like button and hit the subscribe button as well. For my current subscribers, thank you so much for keeping up with me. So listen guys, moving to Ghana has been a lot to absorb and to just take on. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about renting in Ghana. Yes, renting in Ghana. I know to some of you guys it's an important part of your journey in Ghana. So I really want to talk about it and share some stuff with you guys that will hopefully help you guys a lot. My family and I, we moved to Ghana last summer 2021. And we have had the experience of having to try to rent in Ghana. So we moved here and we ended up in a bit of an, I would say for me, isolated type of environment. We moved into what is called a new site. New site is basically an area that is now developing. So it's not quite city-like where you have access to everything that you're normally used to. But a new site, you know, you will see a lot of new houses under construction. It's just not a lot in the area. And so for expats or people coming from abroad, it may be a little bit difficult because you just don't have access to the stuff that you will normally get in the city. So that's something to also think about and consider if you are planning to be in Ghana for a longer period of time or move into Ghana for whatever reason. That's something you want to consider and think about as far as location goes. Anyway, so that's what happened with us when we moved to Ghana. We ended up in a new site and it became a little bit of a struggle for us to just get around. And I mean, it was a struggle to get transportation because we are not driving. It was a struggle to have access to the things we needed. So we decided to start looking for a place to rent. So first of all, what is the first part of renting in Ghana? In Ghana, when you're renting, the process is a bit different because there's no one specific way to do it. So for instance, in the States, I'm used to just going online or even driving past an apartment complex and just going in and asking them questions about their complex, or going on the website and just looking at every detail I need to look at, from floor plans to prices to even applying for the units itself. But in Ghana, things are a bit different because there are just so many different ways to get to the same solution. The first part about renting in Ghana is being able to find the homes or apartments that you're looking for. The many ways that you can use to locate the apartments that you want is utilizing online platforms such as Facebook, Gigi.com, there's Mikasa.com. Now, if you're looking for an Airbnb, that's separate, but most of the platforms that I found was easier to use was definitely Gigi.com, Mikasa.com, and the Facebook platforms with the Facebook Ghana groups for rental. And also, let me add that there are real estate agencies that you can contact for an agent to assist you. And I've seen advertisements for them throughout the process, just sometimes in public or even online, but you can also find places to rent through the landlords directly. If you're out and about and you see for rent on a place, you can contact them and talk to them directly. And a lot of times, most people seem to prefer that method, and I'll get into that in a second. These are the methods in how people basically find rentals in Ghana. I did utilize a lot of the Facebook groups, and I mean, they post tons and tons of rentals that are available, and you can respond directly to whoever's posting it. That's where things get pretty much tricky. The number one option that everybody wants is to deal with the landlord directly, because when you rent and you use an agent, there are usually fees associated with doing that. With the terms and conditions for most of the agents, there are viewing fees. And so my advice to people is to make sure that you're getting as many photos as possible for the rental that you want to see, because you really want to try to get a good look at whatever you want to see before you decide to go and check it out, because commuting in Ghana is a lot to deal with. So you don't want to be spending time going to and fro looking at places that you could have been able to decide wasn't going to be for you just based on the pictures. Once you feel comfortable and confident, you know, you want to move forward with it, you can then schedule with the agent to go look at it. And also the other part of the fees is that once you decide to take the rental, most agents require a 10% fee that you, the tenant, have to pay for. So what basically happens is that landlords advertise through agents the rentals they have on the market. You decide that you want it, you have to pay a viewing fee when you meet with the agent. Whether you decide to take the rental or not, you have to pay for that agent fee, which is going to be between 50 cedis and above. I have not seen anything less than that. And if you decide to take the rental, you then have to pay 10% of whatever the total amount of the rental is. If your rental is going to be, let's say 1,000 cedis a year, you will have to pay 10% of 1,000 cedis to the agent. You'll pay the landlord for whatever the requirement rental amount is, and you'll pay the agent as well. The other part of renting in Ghana is that most rentals in Ghana require a minimum of 1 year advance payment. So what that means is if the rental amount per month is 1,000 cedis, they are expecting you to pay 1,000 cedis times 12 months upfront. That's to the landlord, and then you pay 10% of whatever that total is to the agent, on top of the viewing fee that you pay the agent, whether you accept it or not. This was a bit of a frustration for us because we are not used to that coming from the States. The law here says you are not required as a landlord to accept or demand any more than 6 months advance payment from tenants, but nobody really seems to care. They will just tell you flat out upfront, if you don't have a year advance, they're just not going to take it. And they really just don't care. You can take your business elsewhere, you can argue about it all you want, but they're not going to give into it. So that's why a lot of people prefer to deal with the landlords directly, because sometimes dealing with the landlord directly, them seeing you, dealing with you, and getting to know you one-on-one, they might be okay with taking something less than 1 year advance. And also, don't be surprised if you come across 2 year advance payment requirement. Some people even require deposit on top of whatever it is. It is a bit of a struggle for a lot of people, especially for locals, to come up with 1 year advance payment, 2 years advance payment, to be able to even rent a place. It's definitely a little bit of a surprise to me. The next part I wanted to talk about is the things to look out for, the do's and don'ts. When you are looking for a place, you have to make sure that you are paying attention, especially with the sites like Jiji.com. There are a lot of ads on there that may be scams or outdated. Most of those places on there seem to have already rented out, and for whatever reason the agents have just not taken them down. Even underneath some of the ads, there are comments from other potential tenants who have probably dealt with that agent and have had issues with them. And just know what you're up against. If the prices looks too good to be true, it probably is a scam, and which means you need to be aware of what the prices should be. Because of my experience, I now know what a fair price looks like for certain rentals. So if I see something that looks ridiculously low, then I know that it may possibly be a scam. And that's because these things do happen with people posting pictures of places that they're not actually renting. They just kind of lure people into, steal from them. Do not pay anybody anything until you go and check everything out and know that it's legit. I personally will suggest, if you can go with someone, especially if you are new to Ghana or you're not of Ghanaian background, meaning you don't speak the local languages, and go with someone, whether they are a local or not, it doesn't matter, because sometimes having company does help with certain situations. So make sure you're doing these type of things with people that you feel comfortable with and you trust. And when you find something and you're comfortable and you're ready to move forward, make sure you communicate very clearly with the agents, because as long as you take time out to meet them, whether you like to accept that rental or not, they will expect you to pay that viewing fee. So when you're looking at these pictures that they are sending you, make sure you are looking at them very, very well. If you see anything in those pictures that's questionable, anything that you're doubtful about, ask questions. And if you don't like the answers you're getting, because the thing about renting in Ghana is once you move in, 9 times out of 10 they're not going to fix nothing. It doesn't matter how much you go back and forth with them about it. Once your money's in their hands, refunds, it's just not a thing in Ghana. It becomes a hassle. So make sure before your money ends up in their hand, you are getting what you want. Now, I have tried to get videos and pictures of the outside of the place, and most agents just refuse to do it. And so I finally asked one of the agents, and what I was told was a lot of times other agents use those pictures to try to steal their business from them, simply by once they see the photos and they know where the house is, because now they can identify the outside of the house, they will turn around and go take their clients to go see that house. And so next thing they know, they get the agent payments and all of that for basically the other agent's work. So a lot of times they don't like to send you pictures of the outside of the compound or the rental or wherever it is. So don't be surprised with that if you ask and you don't get it. But other than that, renting in Ghana, I'm not going to lie, it's not an ideal setup for me. It seems like a bit tedious, because I wish there were like websites where you could just kind of go and just find where you want to go and just get the paperwork done and everything, just do it. But that's not how it works in Ghana. So we looked for a while, and I will tell you, I only had about 2 trips in me to attempt to look at a couple places, and that was it. After paying 2 viewing fees, I told myself no more. After looking for a while, we finally found a place and everything worked out. So if you are exhausted, you're feeling frustrated, don't be discouraged, but just take the time to do your research, because when you do the research, it's going to save you a lot of the legwork. Renting in Ghana is doable, and I know not everybody in Ghana has a house. And even for us who are of Ghanaian descent and we have family and friends here, it's not always ideal to come down and be living with family and friends. So in the end, while you're working on your projects or whatever it is that you're doing, you still need somewhere to stay. So just do the research. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here to really try to answer your questions as best as possible. This has been our experience in Ghana. It wasn't fun, and I've learned a lot. In a nutshell, the best way to ensure that you can have a successful and smooth rental experience is by doing a lot of research, paying attention, utilizing a lot of the online platforms to do your search. Even if you're finding somebody in person and you're dealing with them, pay attention. I highly recommend you communicating with other expats who've been through the renting experience in Ghana. They might be able to give you a lot of great insight and point you in the right direction. As far as finding rentals with better terms and conditions, it is possible. They're pretty rare, but I've seen them where they're willing to accept 6 months or even sometimes less. But the rental rate tends to be much higher. And as for